Hi everybody, my name is Julia and welcome to the WRC Staff and Faculty Gym. Today I'll be taking you through a 30-minute lower body circuit training. And to my left I have Brandy and to my right I have Daniel. They will be leading you through the advanced and beginner levels of each workout that we do. To start off, we're going to have a 5-minute warm-up and then a 20-minute workout and then a 5-minute cool down. I will take you through each step of the way and feel free to look at either me, Daniel, or Brandy for different versions of each one. Starting off, we're going to go into a minute of jumping jacks. So when you're ready, let's go. Make sure to be completely breathing in and out and controlling your breath throughout this entire exercise. You don't want to lose your breath too early in the beginning and have to stop. Great job, everyone. We have about 30 more seconds until we're going to go into the next warm-up exercise. About 15 seconds to go. Get ready to go into the next one. We're going to be doing high knees. All right, in high knees, you want to make sure that you bring your knees all the way as high up as possible, like you're running in place. If you need to take a second and stop and catch your breath, then don't worry about it, and just jump right back in whenever you're ready. Great job, everybody. We have about 30 more seconds left. The next warm-up exercise that we are going to be doing is butt kicks. So in about 10 seconds, we're going to go into those. All right, and then butt kicks. I'm going to turn to the side for this one. You're going to bring each of your heels up to your butt and act like you're running in place again. Like I said, this is a lower body circuit training workout video, so we're trying to loosen up all of our different muscles in our legs to get ready for the next 20-minute workout. We have about 20 seconds left. You're doing great. Now we're going to go into leg swings. So I'm going to turn to the front again. And this time you're going to rotate your upper half of your body and then kick your leg to the opposite side. Take this time to catch your breath. And if you need water, feel free to stop and take a sip before moving on. Next, we're going to go into ice cream scoops. This is to stretch out your heels. So you're going to reach far down to your toes, pick up that scoop of ice cream, rotate legs, and go to the next one. We're almost done with the warm-up. We have one exercise after this, and we're going to go into the workout. All right, and lastly, we're going to go into Spider-Mans. So you're going to place your feet shoulder width apart, lean towards the ground, and go side to side while doing a side lunge. This is to stretch out your adductors as well as work around those knees, get them all loosened up before our workout. And I'm also going to use this time to say that If you do want to add any sort of weight or extra equipment that you do have at home, feel free to do so while we are going through each of our exercises. I do have some examples of what you can do to either take a step up or a step back from each exercise that we have. We have about 15 more seconds. All right, great. We're going to take a quick 30-second water break until we're going to move on into this workout. How are you guys doing, Brandy and Daniel? Good? You warmed up? Great. So as I said, it is a 20-minute workout. There's going to be 2 sets of each exercise that we do. The first round is going to be a minute and a half each of each workout, and then going into the second round, it's the same thing. After we're done with that 20 minutes, then we're going to go into the cool down. With no further ado, we're going to go into squats. And like I said, Brandy has a different version, and so does Daniel. So if you feel like you need to take a step back, take a look at Brandy. And if you feel like you want to go a little bit more advanced than what I'm doing, take a look at Daniel. All right, so first set is squats. So you want to place your feet shoulder width apart, going to a 90-degree angle, keeping your back straight in line, going down to the floor, and powering right back up. We are going to do a minute and a half of each of these exercises. So feel free to, if you started out with one of these and it's too hard for you, again, like I said, look at Brandy, and if it's too easy for you, look at Daniel. So Brandy over here, she's doing chair sits. So she's going down to a chair and then standing back up. This helps with people who don't have much balance or they do have some knee issues. And so this way it takes out a little bit more of the balance aspect and only focuses on growing those quads. Now Daniel, he's adding pulses at the bottom of his squat. This way it puts a little bit more tension on those glutes and hamstrings as well as a little bit of quads. And it's a little bit more advanced. And we have about 10 more seconds until we go into the next one. Great job, everybody. All right, moving on, we're going to go into lunges. I will turn to the side so you can see how it's supposed to be done. I keep my hands on my hips. Feel free to keep them either above your head or holding on to something like Brandy is doing. You're going to take one step forward with one leg, bend to the ground, and step right back. Then alternating that leg, bending to the ground, coming right back. As I show you what Brandy and Daniel are doing, please feel free to continue doing these lunges for the next minute and a half. All right, like I said, Brandy, she is doing braced lunges. So she's holding on to something in front of her. You can also hold on to a wall that is beside you. And so this way it takes care of that balance issue like I was saying with the chair to sit squats. She's doing the same movement going all the way down to the floor and coming right back up, keeping her form in a straight line with her back and a 90-degree angle with her knees. For Daniel, he's doing the same lunge form, but he's adding some weight. So this is the more advanced version than what I was doing. So we have about 15 more seconds left of these lunges, and then we're going to move on to the next one. All right, everybody's favorite, we're going on to burpees. So starting out, you're going to go with a jump to the top, reach to the floor, jump out to a plank, and stand back up. I'll show that from the side. Jump to the top, reach to the floor, jump out to a plank, and step back up. Brandy is going to do the beginner version of this. So she will not be doing a push-up or a jump. So if you want to show them, she's going to go out to the floor, jump to a plank, and stand right back up. Feel free to take your time, don't rush anything, and just focus on easy movements. And then Daniel is adding a jump at the top, coming back down, and he's doing a push-up. Great job, Daniel. Keep it up. All right, we have 30 more seconds left of this one. Remember to breathe. It does get difficult, especially doing circuit training because there's not many breaks in between each set of the workouts. But feel free, if you are having some difficulty, like I said, look to Brandy, look to Daniel, or take a break. All right, 5 more seconds. All right. Going in to to glute bridges, I apologize. We're gonna go to the floor. Sitting down, I'm gonna turn to the side again to show you this one. You're gonna have your feet flat on the floor and your back as well. And you're going to thrust up to the ceiling, hold it for 3 seconds, and then come on down. And then you're gonna go right back up and then right back down. Make sure to tighten all those muscles and try to bring that core focus to those glutes. Use this time, as this is a slower movement, to catch your breath as well. And then for Brandy, she is not holding at the top. Just going straight to the ceiling and right back down. And Daniel is adding weight to his glute bridges, as well as doing single leg. So feel free, if you want to add both into that workout, you can, or you can choose one or the other. So I'll show you without the single leg, as Daniel's doing with the weight. If you want to continue adding weight, but you don't feel like you're close enough to do single leg hip thrust, you can put that weight on your hips here, thrust to the ceiling just like the other times, and right back down. We have about 15 more seconds. I'm going to give you back your weight, Daniel. Thank you for letting me borrow it. Going into our last set now, where you're going to do calf raises. So you're going to stand right back up. Applaud yourself for getting through almost the first set now. And we're going to do calf raises. So you're going to want to stand up on your tippy toes. Make sure not to lose your balance. Come right back down. So I'm on 2 feet. You can also, if you feel like it, you can go onto 1 foot. This one does challenge a little bit of your balance, so if you don't feel like you are as skilled in that, please stick to 2 until you are. Now Brandy, she is being braced. So if you do struggle with that balance aspect, and you're still not comfortable doing it with 2 feet, add something that you can hold on to. We don't want you falling or injuring yourself. We're trying to improve our health, not risk it. Now, with Daniel, he's adding that weight at the top, holding it for a couple seconds, and coming right back down, making sure to focus on those calves. And we have about 45 seconds until we're going to take our first break. Great job, everyone. About 5 more seconds. Remember, slow and controlled movements is the way that you want to do it. You don't want to rush through calf raises, then you're not going to be hitting the right muscles that you're wanting to. And again, this is a full body lower leg circuit training. You want to make sure that you're hitting every single one of those muscle groups. All right, with that being said, we are going to go into our first water break. So take this time, we're going to take about a minute and just rest, catch your breath, and get ready for that next set. Y'all doing great? Working out the sweat? Love to hear it. You can also feel free to loosen up those legs. I know that if some of y'all have not been hitting legs as often, that you might feel a little sore or tight just doing this first set. So feel free to do some stretches. So I like to do some quad pulls, which you'll see me do later on as well for our cool down. I also will do some more of those leg swings that we did in the beginning of the workout. All right, about 30 more seconds of that break, and we're going to go into the next round. So again, like I said, each set of this next round is going to be a minute and a half each. We're going to be doing the same exact workouts that you just saw in this first round. So I will still explain them, but I'm going to actually participate more in this workout as I did compared to the last round. You ready? All right, we got about 3, 2, 1. Going into our next set, we're gonna start off with those squats again. Make sure to keep your feet shoulder width apart, those legs going in a straight direction of your toes, keeping your back straight in line as well, and making a 90-degree angle with your knee to quad ratio. I will explain a little bit more of why I chose to do a lower body circuit training and why it is one of my favorite things to do. Because I feel like as you do get older, you start to struggle with a little bit more things for your daily life, as in going upstairs, getting out of bed, getting into the tub. It's really difficult as you start to age to keep up your physical health and wellness, and you don't realize how much of that goes into your lower body. So this is an easy at-home service for you who do not have access to a gym or much equipment to keep your physical health up, still have fun, and bring up your heart rate as well, which even improves so many things on the cardiovascular system as well. Next, we are going to go into lunges. Again, making sure that your knee and your quads are making a 90-degree angle as you step out. Make sure to take it nice and slow and focus on the movement in itself. You don't want to rush through these things because, like I said, you do not want to get injured. If you started out the first round and you were at where Daniel is, or even myself, and you're feeling a little bit more tired this time, feel free to look at Brandy and what she's doing, especially for these lunges or the squats, or even the calf raises where she was braced throughout these exercises. It is really safe and easier to accommodate to those things if you are getting a little bit tired. That's great. We have about 15 more seconds on this one. Making sure to control our breathing. And again, if you still need some water, even though it's not a break time, feel free. 3, 2, 1. Going into our burpees. Favorite thing. This is an explosive movement at the top. You're trying to gain some strength in your calves as well as your quads in this one. Being able to jump at that top is getting that agility, while jumping out at the plank is kind of working on balance as well, and a little bit of core. Now, I myself am getting a little bit tired, so I might go and do what Brandy's doing, which is not including a jump at the top. And Daniel too, if you are getting a little bit tired, feel free to level down. There is no judgment here, Daniel. Well, maybe not from me. We have about 30 more seconds. You guys got it. You got it, Brandy. I believe in you. Whew. I'm working up a sweat. I guess that's the goal of this video, isn't it? All right. Next, we're going to go into glute bridges. So make your way down to the floor again. All right. Keeping those feet flat to the floor. Thrusting those hips up to the ceiling as far as possible, holding it there for about 3 seconds, and coming back down. Take a rest, a breath, go right back up. This workout is also really well for your hips. I myself have had a hip fracture, and I went to PT, and this is one of the exercises they gave me, and so I figured I'd show you. I'm actually going to add in a single leg this time, like Daniel was doing. So for me, I'm going to do 3 on one leg and then alternate to the next. Great job, everyone. We have about 15 more seconds left. All right, we're going to stand right back up to our last set of the last round. I know you guys can do it. Tell me how you are feeling. And we're going to go into some calf raises. So again, I'm going to start out with 2 feet on the floor, raising my heels up and going onto my tippy toes, making sure to hold it at the top, really brace those calf muscles and coming right back down. Then if you want to make it a little bit harder, I'm going to go on to one calf as well. Doing, again, 3 sets on one, alternating, and doing 3 sets on the other, just like how I was doing on the glute bridge. You always want to be able to challenge yourself and hold yourself accountable. So if something is too easy, make sure to try and push yourself a little further than you were, but make sure not to push you too far. You guys got it. We have about 30 more seconds left of calf raises and then another water break. I know I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, this is a great workout for you to do at home because there is little to no equipment being used. If you see Daniel and you're wondering what you can use if you don't have dumbbells at home, feel free to pick up a gallon of a water bottle or anything, books that tend to be a little bit on the heavier side. Anything like that can help to adding weight to any of the movements that you are doing. And then again, with Brandy, you might not have one of these special high-tech workout gym benches, but you could have a chair at home or a wall or a couch that you can use as your bracing point. All right, we have about 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Great job, everybody. We're gonna have another water break. Catch your breath and get ready for that cool down. Doing great, everybody? Feeling good? High five over here. Congrats, Daniel, for getting through the advanced part. I know it's hard, but I knew you can do it. And congrats, Brandy, for getting through your portion as well. It is difficult for everybody at their own level, so feel no shame for whichever one that you chose. Now going into this cool down, a little explanation on why we do these is so that we're preventing some afterwards injuries from doing a workout. So you don't want to completely cold turkey after you're done doing a workout. You want to stretch those muscles, cool down, and prepare yourself for the next workout for another day. So our warm up was to get us loose and our heart rate going, and it was more of a lot of movements compared to our cool down, which is going to be more stretch based. So going into our cool down, the first thing that we're going to do is going to be about 30 seconds, and those are quad pulls. I'll show you how to do those. I'm going to turn to my side so you can kind of see. You're going to try to either brace on something like Brandy's doing if, again, balance is an issue, but you're going to kick your leg up, pull your quad to your butt, stretch for about 5 seconds, put your foot back down, and switch legs. This is a really good quad stretch exercise. If you're not really feeling it in your quad, then try to pull a little bit harder or focus on the positioning that you have yourself in. So if you see yourself a little trying to catch those knees, you're not going to really feel your quad pull as much. You want to keep your body in a straight line and kick your toe to your hand. All right, moving on, we're gonna go to butterflies. So we're gonna take ourselves to the floor. I know when my heart rate gets up, it's great when I can relax on the floor and still be stretching. So these butterflies, you're gonna put both of your feet together in line and your knees are gonna be up in the air. You can do different versions of this. So usually people are taught butterflies. This is what it is. You kind of visualize your legs as being wings, and you're going up and down, trying to push your down a little bit on your hips to increase the hip flexibility. If you know you're already a little bit more flexible, what I like to do is instead of swinging my legs up and down, I like to take the palms of my hands, put them on my knees, and push down while also leaning a little bit forward. That is going to bring a lot more stretch towards the center of those hips. Make sure to breathe in and out, focusing really on that stretching and relaxing that heart rate. Again, if you can't bring your feet as close to yourself as this, you can always have them a little bit farther out. So this way, it's going to push a little bit more on the outside. And as you can see, I'm able to make it a little bit farther down to the ground as well. It gives you a little bit more movement here. This, again, is one of my favorite stretches because I don't have the best hip flexibility. Next, we're going to go into toe touches. So you're going to straighten those legs out in front of you, pointing your toes towards the front and then reaching for those toes. If you can't touch your toes, reach as far as you can towards your toes. I'm going to turn to the side. What I don't want to see is when you go and lean towards your toes, you're bending those legs. That is going to completely get rid of the stretch that you are trying to make. So go as far as you can without bending your knees until you can feel that stretch a little bit more in your hamstrings, and hold it there for as long as possible. If you need to take a break, because not everybody is super flexible, come back up, take a break, and then go right back down. We're going to be doing this one for another 30 seconds. We are almost done, you guys. You did so great so far. We just have a little bit more of our cool down movements and we will be all done for our lower body day. About 10 more seconds. You should see too, as you continue doing stretches, that you're going to be a little bit more flexible afterwards, which is great. It helps prevent future injuries to come when you don't have as much flexibility. It makes it a little bit more easy to hurt yourself. So continue working on the flexibility outside of this workout too. Next, we're going to go into pretzels. I call them pretzels because you kind of look like a pretzel when you do it. You're going to bring one foot up across the other leg, and then you are going to turn. Put that foot on the ground, pull, and turn to the opposite side. This focuses on each individual hip as well as your abductors. Hold it there for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to turn to the opposite leg. Well, Daniel, you're pretty flexible. I'm proud of you. You've been stretching outside of these workouts? Yeah? Well, good job. I'm proud of you. 15 more seconds on this leg, and then we're going to alternate. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Putting that leg back to the ground and switching to the other side. Randy, you're doing great as well, but I knew you were flexible. I'm just joking, Daniel. Poor Daniel. We have about 5 more seconds. All right, putting those legs right in front of you again. And this time we're going to be doing heel stretches. So instead of having your feet pointed towards in front of you, you're going to put your toes as far up as possible to the sky, reaching for both of those heels, and you're going to grab the toes and pull them up. This way, if you cannot reach, it's okay. I'll show you a different way of doing it. But if you can, you're pulling, and as you can see, it's pulling these heels up. Again, you do not want to bend those legs. If you cannot reach your toes, you're going to want to bring one foot in and reaching towards that next foot and then pulling it up. See? There you go, Randy. 15 more seconds and we're going to switch legs if you do have an individual leg up at a time. If not, feel free to do an entire minute of just holding both of your feet up. If it's too much, again, like I said with the toe touches, you can take a break in between, breathe, and then go back down and stretch again. All right, we hit that 30-second mark. We're going to switch legs and pull up the next one. Again, really try to keep your knee against the floor. If you go to bend your leg, let's say I'm going to over-exaggerate it a little bit, but if you do bend your leg, and then go to pull that heel, you're not really doing much because there's not a lot of tension on those muscles. So you want to keep them as straight as possible so they're extended as far. And then by pulling your heels, you're overextending it just a little bit, not too much to where you're pulling anything or tearing it, but it does give you that great stretch. And we are done with our workout. We hit just at 30 minutes. I am all cooled down. My heart rate got up. We cooled it down afterwards and had a great lower body exercise. How did you feel, Daniel? Good?
Amazing.
Good? Congratulations for getting through. How did you feel, Brandy?
Great.
Congratulations. Thank you for visiting the WRC Faculty and Staff Gym, and please feel free to come back to this video anytime you want to do a great lower body circuit training.